Let's do this. What's up, Facebook? Okay. You can be full of ignorance. Oh, wait, you can be full of, sorry, be full of, oh, topic. Okay. You can be full of inspiration and ignorance. Same time. At the same time. Okay. Pin comment. Okay, live on Facebook, live on Instagram. Oh, let me take out my gum. Okay, here we go. Okay, what's up? My name is Rika. Welcome to my platform. I'm a certified NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming. Okay, and I help the high achieving woman of color, discover her worth, learn how to set and keep boundaries with men, and so on. Okay, so today, literally 10 minutes, I'm going to be talking about you can be full of inspiration and full of ignorance at the same time. And this lane, obviously, in relationships and self love. Okay. So, first, I didn't say this quote, so I'm going to give a shout out to my mentor, Darius Daniels, Pastor Darius Daniels. He is my coach. Yes, your coach has a coach. And in Bible study, when I was watching him, he said this quote, and I was like, "Oh, I could preach that." I see this as my ministry. And I was like, oh man, I could use this quote in my lane with single women. Okay. So here's what it means. You can be full of inspiration, but full of ignorance at the same time. Two things can be true. Okay. So let's go one more layer down. You can have a tank full of gas, excited to go to the party, but no directions. Okay. Let's go another layer down. You can be full of inspiration and inspired by Maya Angelou's quote, when people show you who they are, believe them. And yet and still, you bypass red flags over and over. And you are in these relationships that are trash. Okay. That are not good for your soul. Okay. And the reason why that is, the reason why you can be full of inspiration and full of ignorance at the same time is because you don't fully understand the inspiration that you got. You don't know how to actually apply it to your life. You don't have a mentor, a coach, a pastor, whatever. You know, the Bible talks about having wise counsel, right? You don't have that. Proverbs 19 and 20 actually says, get all the advice and instruction you can so you will be wise the rest of your life. So you can be inspired all you want to and not know how to apply it to your life and be in this cycle of dysfunction with men because you actually did not sit down and study it and apply it to your life, study it, and you did not actually figure out how to apply it to your life. You didn't figure that out. And I get it. Nobody had a conversation with you about what makes a healthy relationship versus an unhealthy relationship. You know, we are just now getting to a point where narcissism, gaslighting, love bombing, all of these definitions are now being out there in the social media land. So it's just, these conversations are just happening. So if you're in your 30s and 40s, which is typically my ideal client, I understand why you can be inspired by it. And you can be inspired by Beyoncé lyrics, Me, Myself, and I, and her whole Lemonade album, and yeah, F men and this and that. But you have no idea how to then turn around and transfer it to your life so you can actually stop this cycle of dysfunction. Instead, you begin this cycle of dating, bypassing red flags, and functioning in a space of pick me. We can make this work, and constantly praying he's the guy for you. You think that you can create a man into what you want him to be. Instead of knowing, listen, he already is who he is. That's why that quote exists. When people show you who they are, believe them. So you have to start thinking you cannot create a man into who you want him to be. He already is who he is. And let me see if this can be sustainable. So when you are out here dating, you need to be data collecting, see how his character is, how he operates in real life. And then you get to make a decision, a wise decision if you're wise and you've had coaches and mentors and pastors and you understand the quote, when people show you who they are, believe them. You understand, know yourself, know your worth. When you understand that, you can start at a better foundation and say, okay, I'm data collecting with this guy. I don't really like that he does this, this, and this. And you know what? I don't want to deal with that for 20 years. You have to imagine that he will never change. Because how hard is it for you to actually change you? So why do you think it's going to be easy for you to change a whole man who's been living his whole life on his own until he met you? And now you're like, well, I can change him. I can change this. And I don't really like that red flag, but I can change that. Think about it. Your behaviors with men, what does that show you about you? You see, the problem is your mindset, right? So you're being inspired by these quotes, by these Beyoncé lyrics, by when people show you who they are, believe them. But the reason why you can't apply it to your life, it's not only because you don't have wise counsel, it's also because the way you think about single and you think about yourself is trash. You feel like there's something wrong with you because you're 38 and single, 42 and single. You feel like breakups mean I'm failing at life. You're ashamed when you have to respond to family when they're always asking you, where your man at? You're jealous of your friends and your cousins and stuff getting married and having kids because you single. You have a negative thought process on that. Listen, somebody, and I think it was a bot, and I don't respond to bots, so I definitely just blocked it and deleted it. Somebody was like, Rika, why should I listen to you why should I listen to you as someone who has so many failed relationships? And again, it was a bot and I deleted it. But here's the thing. Why do we look at breakups as failing? You're dating. You are dating him. Why is breaking up with him automatically means you failed at life? I look at it like this. Oh, we broke up. I realized he wasn't for me. So I moved on. But society thinks I'm a failure because I've had these failed relationships. You see how we think about relationships and what a tangle web we weave when we think about relationships as failing, and you suck if you're single. You're the cat lady, you're a bag lady, whatever that term is. You have to switch your mindset. You have to, into believing that you being single doesn't mean anything. It's just an option. It's where you are in life right now. It is what it is. You are worthy regardless of your relationship status, and singleness is not a punishment. It's not. So turning knowing and inspiration into execution starts with you. It starts with you. You choosing to invest in yourself, getting wise counsel, you choosing not to just be inspired. Because those women who have that what is deemed in our society the perfect bodies, I'm inspired by them every day, but guess what? I still eat cheeseburgers. I still haven't gotten that body, but I'm inspired by them. Because you know what? I don't feel like applying that level of obedience in my life right now that I would need to actually get that body. But when I choose to, trust me, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. Okay, let me get this little flat stomach real quick. Y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. I already think I'm cute. Lord have mercy. So yeah, you can sing. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm pretty much done, but you can sing these Beyonce lyrics with the best of them, me, myself, and I, and all the lemonade in the world, and F men and this and that or whatever, and yet turn around 2 months later, just after being inspired, bypass some red flags, your gut feeling, date a man, and then get a year down the line and be like, wait a minute, hold on, I knew I shouldn't have dated him. Every woman that I coach, and when they talking about how their man was narcissistic and he was this and he was that, I always say, well, what red flags did you pass up? And she always has answers. Oh, well, I didn't like it when he did this. And yeah, he did do that. Dang. He did show me who he was. And I didn't believe him. Women, we be thinking we powerful creatures, man. Like, I can change him. I can turn him into the man I want him to be. I can love him into being the man I want him to be. I can show him I'm loyal, so I'll stick around even though he told me he didn't want a girl or he didn't want to get serious. So I'll be in the sexual relationships. I think we call that friends with benefits or situationships, knowing that that relationship for you is not fruitful, flourishing, or fulfilling, knowing that you don't want that. I'm not talking to people who want the polyamory relationships or whatever. I'm talking to you, faith-based woman, especially of color, who actually desires a husband. But the way you're going about it is not working. Look at your behaviors with men. So that is why you can be full of inspiration, but full of ignorance at the same time. You can be inspired by Beyoncé lyrics, by Maya Angelou's quote, and yet and still bypass red flags left and right. And it's because you don't fully understand it. You don't know how to apply it to your life. All right, that's it. I'm out. So I will say this. If you realized in this video that I'm talking to you, you've been on my platform for a while, you've been following me for 2 months, a month, been listening to my podcast, and you're like, Rika talking to me every day. Lord have mercy. And you want to get that wise counsel, you want to get that coach, start with me. I am now accepting applications to Single You Academy up until November 7th. I am building my new cohort of women who want to learn how to set and keep boundaries with men, who want to learn how to discover their worth. So you can be a confident single woman. You can be happily single and desire a husband at the same time. I don't want you to be bitter. I don't want you to be in a cycle of dysfunctional relationships, and I don't want you to be bitter because that kills you. So if you need help in this area, if you need support, reach out to me. All you have to do is send me a DM and say boundaries in the DM, okay? Just say boundaries. It won't be weird. I won't be like, why is this girl reaching out to me or whatever? Just send me the word boundaries and we'll have a discussion about Single You Academy, you being my client and me being your coach, okay? All right. I just wanted to hop in here and say that. Talk to you later. Bye.